Welcome to BizFiling's Business Podcast, where colleagues and specialists share some advice to help keep your business committed to success.
Our guest this week is Justin Renfro. He is the Manager of Growth at Kiva Zip. Kiva is a global nonprofit based in San Francisco. Kiva Zip is a program within that company that provides loans for small businesses and entrepreneurs in the United States through crowdfunding. But here's the best part, 0% interest. He's here to explain how all this works. Justin, great to have you with us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate you bringing me on board.
Well, that's the thumbnail definition of Kiva Zip. Explain how this business got started and how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll take it back 10 years to when Kiva first started. Our CEO and founder went to Uganda on a mission trip, and he met a goat farmer in Uganda that needed capital so she could buy more goats, which would increase the revenue. And he came up with this idea of this entrepreneur in Africa needs money, and I have money, and I have friends that have money that could support this woman. So he was an engineer at TiVo at the time, and he created this platform, which basically connected entrepreneurs in Africa at the time with capital that was raised from people in Silicon Valley, his friends and family. And over the past 9 years, we've taken this, really beautiful model of connecting people with money to entrepreneurs that need money to 75 countries. We've supported 1.4 million entrepreneurs, and we have hundreds of partners around the world that are driving our growth. And I think the coolest thing about Kiva and the impact that we're having is the money just cycles over and over and over again. So I can make a $25 loan to someone in Uganda. They pay me back. I'll, re-lend that to an entrepreneur in the Philippines. They'll pay me back. I'll re-lend it to an entrepreneur in San Francisco. So we just have this revolving fund of money, over $500 million, that just cycles over and over and over again. Now, Kiva Zip is focused on the U.S. market, and what we saw is that banks and financial institutions in the U.S. aren't lending to entrepreneurs. What we found is, you kind of get a report card of your credit score and your cash flows and how many years in business and your tax returns. And we're saying, scratch all of that. We want to look at your character and your network and your relationships to determine whether or not you're creditworthy. And that's the big innovation that Kiva Zip is bringing to the U.S., is evaluating entrepreneurs based on character over credit scores.
And explain how you do that evaluation of character.
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's kind of three layers in which we evaluate someone's character and their network. The first is we partner with community-based organizations around the country that we call trustees. Now, a trustee could be your attorney, it could be your church, it could be a small business development center, it could be a local nonprofit, or another local entrepreneur. So we've got all sorts of different types of trustees that are partnering with Kiva Zip to proactively recommend entrepreneurs that they feel could benefit from the Kiva Zip program. And we've got over 400 trustees across the country that have partnered with Kiva Zip so that they can identify and recommend specific people that they know that could benefit from a Kiva Zip loan. Now, the second way is, in order for you to get a loan, we ask that you provide 3 references to other small business owners or other entrepreneurs in your community. These could be your peers, they could be your customers, they could be, anyone in your community that's an entrepreneur writing a quick 5-minute reference for you. If you go to borrowers.kivazip.org, you can read all the information, give us those 3 references, and then get a loan application. Now, after you provide 3 references, you have to invite 15 people from your own network to lend you as little as $5 each. So this could be, your family, your friends, your customers. Again, anyone that has $5 that they're willing to lend to you. That kind of establishes, that kind of all-encompassing with the partnerships with trustees, the references to other entrepreneurs in your community, and inviting 15 lenders from your own network. kind of encompass this character-based lending and social underwriting that we use, as opposed to looking at credit scores or cash flows or your business plan.
And you can get more than one loan, of course. There is a limit on the first loan, $5,000. Is that right?
Yeah, so $5,000 is a limit on the first loan unless you're a farmer. We allow farmers to apply for $10,000 loans initially. Then once you repay that first loan, you can essentially double up. So you can go from $2,000 to $4,000 to $8,000 to $16,000, $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000. All of that is at 0% interest. There's no fees, no closing fees or application fees. It's strictly 0% interest.
And so you've explained how the money can really kind of keep generating. If you make one loan, you get it back, you give it out to someone else, you get that back, and it just keeps cycling. For those interested in how your business works, they might be looking at this and go, well, that's a very interesting model. You're helping a lot of different people. You're getting your money back, but you're breaking even. How do you make money?
That's a great question. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we have two primary revenue streams. The first is anyone who makes a loan on Kiva or Kiva Zip, Kiva will ask for a 15% tip, which is essentially a donation. So you make a $25 loan, we're going to ask you for a $3 tip that you would be donating to Kiva. And it's through these small $3, $5, $10 tips that we make about 65% of our revenue on Kiva. The remaining is fundraised just like, your traditional nonprofit through foundations and grants and donations from individuals and corporations around the world that are kind of fueling our ecosystem. So that makes up about 35% of our revenue.
Justin, I'm sure you've heard folks respond to the opportunity through the Kiva Zip program and say there's got to be a catch here. What do you tell them?
The catch is you have to kind of engage your network. You have to be willing to go tell people about Kiva Zip. There's kind of two primary, things. You have to find 3 references from other entrepreneurs in your community, and you have to bring 15 new lenders to Kiva in order to take advantage of this program. So I think that it does involve kind of that entrepreneurial and proactive and, shout it to the world mentality, where you're getting the word out to your community about the work of Kiva and the work of Kiva Zip. And in return, you will be able to access the 0% interest loan. It's not as easy as, me writing a check and giving it to you. You have to do a little bit of work to be able to fundraise on our platform.
We're talking with Justin Renfro, Manager of Growth at Kiva Zip. And Justin, you mentioned how the idea for Kiva got started with the goat farmer in Uganda, and how Kiva Zip, of course, is focused on entrepreneurs in the United States. Over the past several years, I'm sure there's a story or two that really helps, in your mind, encapsulate what you're all about. Bring it a little closer to home for our folks who might be interested in either in seeking a loan or being a lender. What is one of those stories out there that just kind of crystallizes what you're all about?
Yeah, totally. So in case you don't know what a pierogi is, it's a Russian pastry that has, cool fillings inside. So they've got, vegetable pierogies and meat pierogies. And there was this immigrant from Russia. They came to the United States, moved to San Francisco, and she wanted to start a pierogi business. And through one of our partnerships with an organization in San Francisco called La Cocina, they are a kitchen incubator in San Francisco. They kind of said, okay, you've got this dream. You want to make pierogies. You want to make this, sustainable business. And she started with a $5,000 loan on Kiva Zip so that she could buy a used car and start going to different farmers markets around San Francisco. She was funded by people all over the world. She repays her $5,000 loan and immediately jumps up to a $10,000 loan. That allows her to start investing in a commercial kitchen space where she can really scale up her efforts and make more and more pierogies. So you can see her business is growing kind of in line with, Kiva Zip. So she goes from $5,000 to $10,000. Then 3 years later, she's in a position to raise $25,000 because her business has grown to the point where she's in the market for a retail store. And that $25,000 was used as the down payment to get a retail location in the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco. And the reason that this is so beautiful and so powerful is, businesses, no one would have went to Anna when she was first getting started. We helped her out with that $5,000 loan so she could take her pierogies and go to farmers markets. And then she can go to a commercial kitchen. And then she actually opens a retail store. And we saw that progression over the course of 3 years. And fueling that American spirit and being that first ring in the ladder, giving them the chance to turn their dream into a reality is just a beautiful thing. And to see hundreds of lenders around the world support Anna and help her along this journey is just so incredibly powerful. She actually said that when she was fundraising for her $25,000 loan on Kiva Zip, it was her best month of business ever because lenders all around the Bay Area were reading her story and visiting her business and being customers and brand ambassadors to her wonderful story. And that's something that we are extremely proud of and really articulates the dream and the hope that Kiva Zip can bring to so many entrepreneurs around the country.
And there are opportunities for others, both on, as we said before, on the borrowing side as well as the lending side. The place to go online to investigate more or to join the process, borrowers.kivazip, that's KIVAZIP.org, borrowers.kivazip.org. Justin, what else should they know?
Yeah, so there's in addition to the borrowers.kivazip.org, I'd very much encourage you to go to our main website. It's kivazip.org. We've got hundreds of entrepreneurs in the U.S. and Kenya that are fundraising on our website right now, and anything that you can do to kind of, jump in and lend a hand, it's very much appreciated. If you have your own small business, we can help you. You can even reach out to me directly. My email is justin@kiva.org. I'd love to be in touch with you. We would love to work with you. We've got a really special thing going here, and I'm really excited about, growing our program from 800 entrepreneurs to 8,000 entrepreneurs. And that's my focus and that's my vision. And if you know of anyone that could benefit, please send them to me.
Well, it's a fascinating program, and as you mentioned, heading towards lending in a whole new direction with the character-based approach. Justin, fascinating conversation. Thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you again.
Justin Renfro is Manager of Growth for Kiva Zip. For more information, go to kivazip.com or borrowers.kivazip.com. I'm Greg Columbus reporting for BizFiling's Business Podcast.
Thanks for joining us on BizFiling's Business Podcast. Be sure to visit our website, bizfilings.com, and follow @BizFilings on Twitter. We'll see you next time on BizFiling's Business Podcast.